A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a bold move that could reshape the landscape of federal funding, House Republicans have unveiled a spending bill aimed at maintaining government operations through September 30th. This 99-page bill, introduced on Saturday, is set to ignite a fierce standoff with Democrats, as it proposes an increase in defense spending while slashing non-defense expenditures below the budget levels established for 2024. With a partial government shutdown looming, Congress must act by midnight Friday to avert disruption. Speaker Mike Johnson, a Republican from Louisiana, is positioning the bill for a vote on Tuesday, despite the absence of Democratic support. This strategy essentially challenges Democrats to oppose the legislation, risking a government shutdown in the process. Historically, Republicans have needed bipartisan cooperation to pass spending bills, but Johnson is betting on a Republican-led effort to push this bill through the House. The proposed measure allocates approximately $892.5 billion for defense programs, marking a slight increase from the previous year. Conversely, non-defense spending is set to decrease by about $13 billion from last year, a move that is likely to be met with resistance from Democrats who advocate for equal treatment of defense and non-defense funding. This partisan divide is poised to escalate tensions in Congress as the deadline approaches. The bill notably omits funding for numerous community projects, commonly referred to as earmarks, which have historically garnered bipartisan support. However, Republicans emphasize that the legislation includes significant provisions, such as the largest pay increase for junior enlisted service members in over 4 decades, and an additional $500 million allocated for nutritional assistance programs for women, infants, and young children. It's important to note that the bill does not address the majority of government spending, including critical programs like Social Security and Medicare, which operate on autopilot and are not subject to annual congressional review. This omission has drawn sharp criticism from Democratic leaders, who view the legislation as detrimental to essential services. Democratic leaders Rosa DeLauro and Patty Murray have publicly condemned the bill, with DeLauro asserting her strong opposition and Murray warning that the legislation would empower figures like Donald Trump and Elon Musk to exert undue influence over federal spending, potentially disadvantaging families nationwide. Senate Appropriations Committee Chair Susan Collins, a Republican from Maine, has echoed concerns about the implications of a government shutdown, emphasizing the adverse effects on essential personnel who would be required to work without guaranteed pay. The call for unity from Trump appears to be resonating within Republican ranks. Some members who typically oppose continuing resolutions have expressed newfound support for this initiative. Representative Ralph Norman of South Carolina, who has historically voted against such measures, has indicated his backing for Johnson's efforts, citing confidence in Trump and the Department of Government Efficiency, led by Musk, to tackle the national debt effectively. Despite the internal support, Democratic leaders are raising alarms about the potential fallout from proceeding without their input. Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer has reiterated the importance of bipartisan solutions, while House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries has indicated that his caucus is prepared to negotiate a meaningful agreement that prioritizes working families. Jeffries has criticized the proposed continuing resolution as a partisan effort that threatens vital programs, particularly those benefiting veterans and low-income families. As the vote approaches, Trump has been actively engaging with House Republicans to rally support for the legislation. The Republican majority in the House stands at 218 to 214, meaning they can only afford one defection if Democrats unite against the bill. The situation becomes even more precarious in the Senate, where at least 7 Democrats would need to cross party lines to overcome a filibuster, assuming all 53 Republicans support the measure. In summary, the introduction of this spending bill marks a significant moment in the ongoing budgetary battles in Congress. With a government shutdown on the horizon, the stakes are high, and the potential for a partisan clash looms large. As both parties prepare for the upcoming vote, the implications of this legislation could reverberate throughout the federal landscape, affecting countless Americans in the process. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.